This is Digital Breakthroughs, putting the spotlight on cutting-edge digital marketing strategies for your business. With your host, CEO of industry-recognized digital marketing and social media agency, National Positions, Bernard May.
Welcome to the Digital Breakthroughs podcast. Today we're going to be talking about a fascinating subject, reviews management. As business owners, we all spend a great deal of money on advertising and promotion. We care about our businesses, but do we think about reviews? I'm excited today to welcome our guest, Henri Isenberg from Review Inc. Henri is the COO and the founder of Review Inc., a leading reviews management platform. And I met and worked with Henri over 20 years ago when we were at Symantec. Henri now is one of the major players in the reviews business, and I'm really excited to talk to him about that. I know we all speak about reviews on a consistent basis, whether you're looking for a plumber or you're trying to decide where to eat out at night, or you've been researching a doctor or dentist. Reviews is something that everybody seems to consider very important, and of course it's all about reputation. What do you do for your business if someone provides a negative review, or there's a competitor who provides bad information about your business? We know that can have an impact. And so I'm so excited today to talk about reviews management, reputation management with Henri. Henri, welcome to the podcast.
Hi, Bernard. Pleasure to be here. Thank you.
So please tell me a little bit about yourself and how you got into digital marketing and how you got into high tech and reviews management as well.
Yeah. Well, growing up, I've always been interested in computer science. In fact, actually, I bought my first personal computer when I was 13. I think I was maybe one of the only kids in my class to actually be playing on a computer. So maybe I was a little of a geek in those days. After finishing UCLA, I started working for Symantec and found myself working on one of the premier software products, Norton Utilities and Norton Antivirus. And I worked there for Symantec for 24 years in various executive roles. It was a real journey, I would say. But after 24 years, I left Symantec. Actually, it was the height of the Great Recession in 2012. And I was actually looking for a new career, something that was new, different from cybersecurity. And it was actually a pretty tough time in the world out there. I don't know if people recall what 2012 was like, but it was not a good job market at all. But as fortune would have it, I met a friend from the old days, and he introduced me to a company that was looking for someone to help launch the company. And the company was in a space called online reviews management, which is a fairly new concept for 2012. And why I was interested? Because I remember in the old days, viruses were like, people didn't really think they were that important until Michelangelo virus hit, and suddenly antivirus was on the map. And now today, everyone knows they have to have antivirus. And what struck me was online reviews were very much like viruses in a sense to a business. They were something that really hurts a business deeply. One very bad review can really, really harm a business tremendously. And businesses weren't prepared for that. They didn't know what to do. And I thought, you know what? I see the signs. I see the similarities. I think this could be something. And so I got started with the company. We launched the company with a new name called Review Inc.
Wow. Okay, great. So, the obvious question to ask is, why should people care about reviews? What's the big thing about it? And especially when a company's been in business for a long time and they have an established business, is reviews management something that's important for people to consider?
Well, it's interesting you say obvious, because today it may be really obvious to a lot of people that reviews are important. After all, almost 100%, but our stats show 97% of people say they read reviews and ratings online when they choose a business or a product. It's what we do. I don't think even people think about it more than 5 seconds when they even get a referral. They'll look at a business online. And we've run surveys for years now that ask consumers what do they consider to be the most important thing when choosing a business. And by far and away, consumers tell us that reviews online are the most important factor in choosing a business. In fact, the study that we've done is a study where we asked them to select only one. So what is the most important thing? Not multiple choices. And reviews come out as about 44.5% of those, followed by the website at roughly 19%. And those are the most important factors for selecting a business. So I don't think businesses can ignore it. Oddly enough, a lot of businesses sometimes feel no one reads their reviews, but when you ask the business owners, do they read reviews? They say all the time. So maybe there's a little bit of disconnect or a disbelief, but it's here and it's here to stay and it's growing, and it's the way business is being done today.
So you're saying that business owners should seriously care about reviews? Are there, situations where you've seen issues where people haven't taken reviews seriously? I mean, is this, what impact does it have on companies' businesses, things like that?
Yeah, all businesses have to take reviews as a top priority. And it may not hurt you to not have reviews for your current customers, but new customers will look at your reviews. The current customers already have experience with you, so that that may not matter so much. But the newer customers, the ones that would consider your business, take into account your reviews very seriously. So any company that is spending anything in advertising, review management or collecting reviews and monitoring reviews has to be a top priority. It has to be at least in your top three. If not, I would say your top number one priority in building a good reputation. Or said another way, advertising is all about awareness. Reviews is all about selection. If you have a poor selection criteria, you could spend all the money in the world on advertising, but no one's going to select your business. So you have to have that good reputation.
Are there you talked about a survey earlier. Are there any results? Have you surveyed people to see if someone has 5 stars versus 4 or 3 stars? Does it make any difference? Does it impact anyone in any way? What happens if someone's like a 2-star or 1 star?
Yeah, that's a good question. There actually been, we have actually conducted some surveys along with universities, specifically Pepperdine and Woodbury University. Both those studies are available online. Harvard University also did a study, as did Berkeley did a study. I'm sure there are others, but these are the ones that are most prominent in my mind. And we found something very interesting. They found that there was a very, very high correlation between revenue and online reputation. And it may sound at this point kind of obvious, but it's very interesting when you actually put the numbers and test it to see if there really is a correlation. Does it go up by a certain amount, and can you quantify it? Harvard found in their study, which is already now 9 years old, that a single star improvement, going from a 3.5 to a 4.5, for example, could increase revenue by anywhere between 5 and 9%. The studies that we've had with Pepperdine and with Woodbury indicate that businesses expect to see tremendous increases in revenue with increased ratings. So bottom line is that correlation itself is huge, and it's the businesses that we work with all experience the same exact thing, and they know that when they get a very bad review and it sticks out like a sore thumb, it's something that they really have to overcome. And so bottom line is good reviews equals good revenue.
Interesting. So reviews equal reputation, reviews equal extra revenue or additional revenue, and have a very big impact on businesses. I had a quick thought about, is there anything else that reviews actually benefit a business? Is there something else that you get from having good reviews besides more revenue?
Yeah, feedback is huge. We all know from business and working as business people that feedback is very, very valuable. We all know also that as individuals, we don't like criticism. It's hard to receive criticism. In fact, many entrepreneur business owners, professionals hesitate in getting into reviews management simply because they don't just want to ask for feedback. They're afraid of the feedback they're going to get. I guess it's a psychological factor, and that's just human nature. But I think once people embrace the feedback, there's a lot they can learn. They can learn about not just themselves, but how their offices run, how their processes are run. If there are individuals in their business, maybe it's a waiter or a receptionist that could be doing a better job, or maybe the receptionist is doing a phenomenal job. And maybe you should, if that person comes and asks you for your raise, you shouldn't hesitate to give that person a raise. Yeah. Good people like that are hard to find. So there's a lot you could do with reviews. And it doesn't make a difference whether it's a small business or a big business. There's a lot that you can discover from feedback. And if you do it with a company that helps you with that, it could take the edge off a lot of that negative feedback. And having all that information in a system that organizes it for you and helps you analyze it is very, very beneficial and makes it a lot easier to read all that feedback.
You're talking about negative reviews, and I just wanted to go into that because obviously that's the biggest concern that business owners have is what do you do when you get a negative review? Is there something that you can do to counter it? That is probably, as you were saying, one of the biggest concerns. And then the other areas, is it true that people are more apt to give negative reviews than positive reviews? And then how do you kind of counter that?
So first of all, we all know a person will learn a lot more from their failures. Same way businesses will learn a lot more from bad reviews. So you really have to kind of embrace it. You really have to confront it. It's like kind of confronting your fears, if you want to call it that. But I think really businesses really would benefit a lot from adopting an attitude where they look at a bad review as an opportunity, not something to run away from. In terms of businesses get reviews, businesses will occasionally get bad reviews. In our experience, what we have found is that 98% of our clients, our businesses, their consumers, their customers are quite happy. It's the 2% that are not, or maybe they just had a bad day and they just want to take it out on you. That can happen as well. And what we found is that emotion is a big driver for writing negative reviews. Sometimes people just feel they may have gotten great service, but maybe they just had a bad day, and someone just needs to acknowledge that. Or maybe the service there was an issue and it just has to be corrected. And people just want to vent. And so there's a large number of people that vent because they're angry, but conversely, there's a lot of happy and we call it very satisfied customers and consumers that when they are happy, they're passive. It's just our nature. I mean, just think about yourself. When's the last time that you went to a doctor's office or a restaurant and said, wow, the food was fantastic, I'm gonna go write a review, right?
Very, very seldom, yeah.
Right. Usually people are driven by, they just want to, get back, revenge, whatever the case is. So we have two issues here. One is addressing bad reviews, and the other is, well, how do you get more positive reviews? Those are two big challenges. So let me talk first about bad reviews. First of all, like I said, bad reviews, embrace it. There are things you can do with bad reviews. I think it's very important to reach out to a customer and to try to rectify the situation. Sometimes customers just want the attention. They want to recognize that you're not ignoring them, that you want to address the problem. And they can go a long way. In fact, so much so that the customer very often will flip their review to a positive review. They might write more reviews. They probably will refer people to you because they see that you're very attentive to the quality of your business. So there's a lot you can do with the bad reviews. In fact, you can do sometimes a lot more with a bad review than a good review. So responding to reviews is a great opportunity, whether it's personally, privately, or sometimes you can respond publicly. Of course, you got to take a chance sometimes when you respond publicly because depending on the mood of the person, they may start to respond publicly, so that may start a chain. So you have to very carefully craft your responses. Sometimes it's good to actually engage in other people in how to respond to a review, what to say. Don't be defensive, things like that are very important to consider.
So one of the things I just assume, and maybe you can tell me whether this is valid or not, are there a lot of fake reviews out there? Are competitors spamming businesses with fake reviews? Is there something, how do you spot fake reviews?
So fake reviews come in different forms. The most common fake reviews, the ones we see on sites like Amazon, where you have somebody that launches a product and they try to get a lot of attention to it. So they get their friends and family to post a lot of positive reviews. You can spot those typically because their reviews usually don't have a lot of great depth of content in them. Also, they might all appear clustered in a small period of time. So imagine someone launches a product in January 31st, and then within the first week, there's 20 reviews. Right. And then you look at the dates of them, and for 3 months after that, there's no new reviews. So that would be a telltale sign of a fake review. You see that in even small businesses will sometimes do that, get friends and family to post reviews. And you, again, can tell by the clustering effect that occurs. The other thing that is done in terms of fake reviews and this is a little more rare, is competitive reviews, or sometimes vengeful reviews, whether it's a former employee, a disgruntled employee that launches a review on somebody reviewing their business, but they were an employee, they weren't a customer of that business. And so you have to see what they're saying about the business. Are they talking about the product, or are they talking about the people, the people that run the business? That would be a telltale sign. Another example is a competitive business. So let's say you have a dentist's office that's competing with another dentist's office, and they post bad reviews just so that they can, really help their own business. So we've seen that on occasion. But the first example of the Amazon reviews is the one we see most often.
So what would you do? I have an example of a client of ours that had 22 locations around the United States, and they had a past employee. The past employee went out and put a negative review, 1-star review on every single one of those 22 locations. What would you say to the business owner to try and rectify that situation?
So first of all, a lot of business owners really want to, maybe they're high achievers in high school. They want that perfect A, that 5.0 rating. 5.0 ratings aren't just trusted. We actually ran a survey asking people what they trusted more, a 5.0 or a 4.9 rating with the same number of reviews. They actually trusted a 4.9 rating because human nature, we know nobody's perfect. That's just how it is. But the answer to all of this, whether it's negative reviews from a disgruntled employee or negative reviews from real customers, is to tap that 98% base of positive customers that you have. And that's where a reviews management system comes in, that can go out and reach out to that 98% base of happy customers and ask them for reviews. And it's something you have to do on a consistent basis. It's very hard to send manuals manually and track them and see who actually responded, who did not respond. Did they click on something? Did they not click on something? That's very, very hard to manage. Also hard to manage that in an organic fashion. You don't want to send, if you've got 5,000 customers, you don't want to send 5,000 emails in one day. Your reviews will come in, again, in that 1 week window. You get that clustering effect, and I would bet that most of them will be flagged as spam by the review sites. So you definitely want to campaign for reviews with your customers. Ask them nicely, ask them again. Sometimes they forget. People like reminders. And having a good system that can do that for you can make the world of a difference.
So Henri, I understand Review Inc. has built a lot of technology. They have a platform which is very sophisticated. Why a platform? I mean, why not just ask your clients or your customers just to leave a review?
Yeah, that's a great question, and we get that question all the time. First of all, it takes time and effort and consistency. So what we experience with our businesses and our clients is that they recognize that having to ask your clients on a consistent basis, implement a process to do it manually is a lot of work. And not only that, you also have to monitor what's being said. You have to make sure that when reviews come in, that you're responding in a timely fashion. You also want to get just general feedback. Maybe you don't want to get feedback coming out publicly. Maybe you want all your feedback to come just to you in direct surveys. So our platform handles all that for you. Your time is valuable. Our professionals have staff. Even their time is valuable. This is not something they want to spend a lot of time on. You really want to set something in motion and then set it and forget it, and maybe pay attention to it, 5 minutes a day or 10 minutes a week on that kind of scale. Our business is a monthly subscription service. It's actually quite affordable. You can, depending on how big your business is and how many locations are, it's still, from our experience, we've heard from our clients, it's quite a very affordable system. But you should look for a platform that's very comprehensive, because you may start with just asking for reviews, but you'll find after a while there's a lot more you can do with feedback and reviews. So you want to look for a platform that covers all the review sites that you want to monitor. Just monitoring is very important. What's being said about you, when it's being said. Do you get alerts? Do you get reports that sent to you automatically? So you don't have to log into the system. Just send your email and you can review it in the evening if you want. It's also very important to have a platform that's very customizable for your business. You don't want to get something that's generic. You want something that is a face to your business. After all, you're asking for feedback. So you want something that can be very personalized, so it looks like it's coming from your business and not from some other platform. You want various capabilities to maximize the results. When you're sending out requests for email, you don't want to get a system whose emails go into your spam folder. You want to make sure that it's a system that carefully curates its emails to make sure that they get through spam filters. There's a lot of little things that a business that our company does really, really well to make sure that we're very, very effective. In fact, we measure something called efficacy. How good are we at getting reviews? We measure that every month, and we look at every little detail that goes into it. And there's 100 different things, at least that I can think of, that you have to do really well. Our software is a month-to-month, no contract service. So we like to say we earn our clients' business every month. And it's very comprehensive, so that after a while, if you want to start to take advantage of social media, like taking reviews and having them automatically appear, let's say you had a great Google review, you want it to appear automatically on Facebook. There's a way to do that, to automate things. And that way you spread the word even further. Or let's say you want to take your reviews on Google and Facebook and have them appear on your website also. So when people look at your website, they also see those reviews. So you're going to get the word out. There's a large list of features that we have on our website. You can go read it on our website. But that comprehensiveness will ensure that as you use the system and you grow with it, all the features that you're looking for will be there. And we're very proud of that. And it's something we continue to add to our system every single month.
So requesting reviews, I understand from what you're saying now, you can request reviews through email, which sounds pretty good. What other mechanisms? How else do you actually administer
So email is a great way to ask for reviews. We also can ask for reviews through SMS messages. We also can ask for reviews within your newsletters. I'm sure a lot of businesses have email newsletters. We also have kiosks that you can put up in an office. You can put things on QR codes, and we'll scan the QR codes. We actually now have a near field communication card that we can share with clients. You can just put it next to your cell phone and it pops up a website. You could write your review. We have lots of ways to get reviews. Also, we also have APIs that can integrate with other CRM systems to collect reviews, how you trigger those requests. So there's lots of different ways. In fact, we think of it as a funnel. The bigger the funnel, the easier it is we make it to get your contacts into our system, the more reviews you're going to get. So we're always working on new methods and expanding those methods.
I'm sure there are a lot of business owners out there that have multiple locations for their businesses. What does the software do? How does it handle reporting this information? And is this a big issue for people who've got multiple locations to actually aggregate the information in one place so they can see it?
One of the things that we're most proud of in our product is our ability to show reports at different detail levels. So sure, we have that overall score, but what if you want to drill in and try to find out which locations are performing better than others, or maybe which location groups? Maybe you have ones in different regions or different cities and you want to see how those are doing, or maybe you want to organize those locations based on the regional manager and see how they're performing. So our reports can be customized out of the box in lots of ways to show you the data by location, by week, by month, by geography. There's so many different ways that you can look at the data depending on how you want to consume it. But the nice thing is, out of the box, the reports are all there, and you can customize them even further to whatever you wish.
So today we're talking about reputation management. And I think a lot of our listeners understand what reputation means for individuals. What does it mean for businesses, and how does it compare to online, offline? Is there a difference?
Right, there's a big difference. Online reputation management as a whole includes reputation management for consumers, individuals, and of course, businesses. So Review Inc. focuses on online reputation of businesses and, in many cases, their products. We don't focus on individual reputations. Individual reputation is really all about content. So typically, if you have some very famous person who wants to, there's some article about them they don't want out there. So you have to get a lot of other articles, maybe hire a PR agency, get a lot of news articles to populate the search results so that anything negative doesn't show up. For businesses, it's a lot harder because Yelp and Facebook and Google almost always show up at the top, even if they have great blogs on their website. So you really have to work on the review sites. And that's what our software does. It focuses on the review sites and expanding on the number of reviews that come out there, and hopefully the ratings as well.
Wonderful. So Henri, I know before we got started today, you said you had an offer especially for our listeners out there. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, so as I mentioned, we have a month-to-month service. The first month includes a setup fee. So that's where we analyze your business and look at all the different review sites that you should be monitoring. And we basically help you dial it all in. So we take a lot of the effort away from you. So we do it for you because of our expertise. And we do that as part of our initial month of service. We also will do a follow-up, but the first month is very important to get that set up the right way. So we're offering a couple of things. First of all, as we do for all the customers, we do offer a free consultation. So you call us up and we'll talk to you about what we can do to help your business out. We also offer a free online reputation report that you can take with you and read. It's something that we cater to each business. And then there's a monthly service fee. So if you mention this show, you will get a 10% discount on the month-to-month service.
So thank you so much, Henri Isenberg, COO for Review Inc. If people want to get hold of you, how can they do that?
Best way is go to reviewinc.com. And there's lots of little buttons there. You can fill out a form and ask for whatever it is you wish, whether it's a free report, the free ebook, the white paper, free consultation, whatever it is you wish. Or if you just have questions about this show, we'd be very happy to chat with you about it.
So thank you all for tuning in to Digital Breakthroughs today. That was Henri Isenberg, COO for ReviewInc.com. And Henri has kindly offered a free consultation, free reputation report, and a 10% discount on the monthly setup fee. So if you would like further information, please reach out to Review Inc. And thank you very much for tuning in today to the Digital Breakthroughs podcast. For our listeners to this podcast, we are offering a special 1-hour free audit or consultation with one of our digital marketing experts. Please contact us at 877-866-6699. That's 877-866-6699, or visit our website at nationalpositions.com.
You've been listening to Digital Breakthroughs, featuring experts in all the areas of cutting-edge digital marketing. Digital Breakthroughs is hosted by Bernard May, CEO of leading social media and digital marketing agency, National Positions, located online at nationalpositions.com.